Hi, Mark Anthony here with another fabulous episode of The Whole Message, and you are going to love this program because we're talking about dining out. More importantly, we're talking about quit dining out. We want to eliminate going to all these fast food restaurants and eliminate all these fine dining places. And I've got so much valuable information I'm going to share with you today. It's going to blow you away. But first, we've got to go into the kitchen and get you some fun cooking segments, and then we'll come back and share with you the information about these restaurants that you really need to know. And it's coming from a restaurant owner, okay? I've owned many restaurants over the years, and so I know what goes on in the kitchen, things that you need to know what's going on in those kitchens. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these cooking segments. Hi, Mark Anthony here again, and I'm with a very special guest. Melody Perdyman is here today to give us one of her fantastic recipes. What are we doing today?
This is called Boston Bib Pockets.
Okay, I've done pockets before.
Have you? What have you done your pockets with?
Hot pockets. You throw them in the microwave and...
Well, today we're going to use a Boston lettuce, so that's why we call it Boston.
Okay. And I'm here for you, so whatever you want me to do,
You're here for me. Well, what we're going to do on this recipe is we're going to start out by putting the main ingredient in there, which would be our imitation meat base.
Okay.
And some brown rice, which is a good whole grain. So what I have today is something called soy curls, and you're familiar with
Yeah,
this.
we've used them before.
Love soy. Soy curl is made by Butler Foods. Love this product.
Yeah, Dan Butler.
Dan Butler. I love the people at Butler Foods. The reason why I particularly care for this one is because it's non-GMO and organic. Now that's hydrated right now, but when you buy these, they come crispy. No taste, there's absolutely no flavor, so it's going to take on any flavor we give it.
All right.
And that's what I love about it. Now, you can leave it long, like a fajita type meat right now, or we can dice it. Why don't we dice it a little bit?
I think so for this one. See, you can see the water content here.
Right, and I wanted to leave that in there, and you know why, Mark?
What do you think? I'll do about this much?
About that much.
Okay.
And the reason for me not putting or taking the water out and why I want it hydrated like that, I don't want to use oil.
Oh, you don't want me using oil?
I don't want you using any oil on this.
I was going to use oil in there.
I know, he's always wanting to use oil in there. But you know, for me, we both lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to eliminate that fat.
And I do talk about using less oils. That's a big thing.
Yes. So we're going to put that in there. If you feel like we need a little water, we can put it in.
How about if I just take a little bit of this?
Take a little of the juice off of there. Good.
Because that's going to still have nutrient in it, basically.
It sure does.
Yeah. And then give me some of that taco seasoning. Because I'm going to do a taco one.
Watch me, I won't be able to get it open.
Okay.
Use the mighty hands to get it open.
And as long as you got a good taco seasoning, you just want to look at the labels and make sure that it's not, one of those chemical-based.
And if not, Mark, the components in a taco seasoning are chili powder, cumin, onion, garlic, a little bit of oregano, Mexican oregano.
Yep.
And so basically those are the components in taco seasoning. So they can make that at home. Easy and a lot less expensive.
And this is done.
That is done. But what I want you to do is I want you to add about half of that rice.
To it?
Yep, right into it. There you go. Love that, love that.
Now, a lot of these soy curls, too, you can actually crisp them up so they've got a little browning action on them. And when you crisp them up and get that little searing browning action, it actually really gives it a unique flavor like it's been grilled.
And when you don't use oil and your water sauteing, I usually do it on like a medium heat because we don't want to burn the product because we're using no fat. Put a little bit of your, probably just a couple tablespoons of your onions.
Right in here?
Right in there. Bell pepper.
I'm a finger person.
You're a finger person. I'm gonna, you know what I'm gonna do.
Wow, look at the color.
I know.
Yeah.
Love that. Let's put in a little red onion. We've already got it diced up there. I want even a little celery. How about a little celery?
You can do anything you want with this. This is just a Creative Creations.
It is. And then let's put some garlic.
Woo, I need more water. I better get that pitcher of water, huh?
Yeah, let's do this.
And give it a nice saute, huh?
Yes. And you know, I don't like my vegetables limp.
No, these can be crunchy.
I want
I
it.
was just going to say, I'd rather have it crunchy. But just like that, it's done.
Just like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lettuce. I've got some.
Grab me that bowl right there, the big glass bowl, and I'm going to put this right in here. And then I'm going to start working on another one.
Oh, we're going to have some different flavors, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's the most awesome thing about cooking. And cooking with plant-based, it's so versatile and you can use just about anything.
And I can be bold right here.
Be bold.
Not even wipe out the pan, but just add some of this to it. And let's try one with it, leaving it whole, just to see how it turns out. And yeah, let's just do it all. Okay. And if we do Asian one, you want to do an Asian one?
Yeah, let's put the rest of the rice in there.
Okay.
Of course, I always like my garlic and my onion, but I also cut up just a little bit of ginger.
Okay, ginger for the Asian. Mm-hmm. And you've got some Asian spices here. Bragg's.
I do.
Bragg's.
Put some Bragg's liquid aminos.
Oh, let me tell you, that's just like soy sauce, but a lot better for you. And I'm gonna.
And the
pick it
reason
up
for
on
that is because of the fermenting.
Chinese 5-spice.
And you can use any seasoning you want that is more of an Asian flair when you're doing an Asian.
You could actually do Italian style, if you
Oh, sure you could.
Mediterranean style. I'll just put a little bit of curry in there. I don't want to get too carried away today with that.
That'd be good.
I like that spice rack.
I love that spice rack. Folks, if you see Mark on here again by himself and the spice rack is gone, I didn't take it.
I'll know where to look.
Yeah.
This needs some green.
Let's put some celery and the green onion.
I'm going to save some of these for garnishing though on top.
What about a little bit of bell pepper?
Perfect. And just like
Isn't that
that.
beautiful? And we don't want to cook this to where the color's gone out of it.
No,
We just
no.
want to use it as a seasoning. It's so much better for you.
It's almost heat and serve.
It is.
So what are you doing with the bibs? I've used bibs before, but usually just to chop them up for salads.
No, I want to keep it whole. You can even say you've got one that's too small. Oh, I like that
Ooh,
one. That was perfect.
yeah.
You're not getting it.
'Cause
That's
you can
mine.
just-
Yes, you can. But what I want to do.
like a taco for the.
It is. So this one here was done more on a Spanish theme because we had the taco seasoning. Look at that, Mark.
And for those of you that like creative names, you don't have to call it a Boston Bib Pocket. This would be a Boston Bib Taco with doing the Southwest theme.
Yes. Look here. You can chop up a little bit of the baby bellas. Love baby bellas.
More important than anything, this is actually just a concept on how to create a fast, easy, healthy meal at home.
Well, healthy, we're not using fat. We're not using potato chips. We're not using taco shells that have been dipped in a lot of oil. The sodium content is, oh, it's down so much. I'm putting just a little bit of this tomato I cut up here. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Gosh, I like it.
You've got sour cream. Well, this is yogurt.
That's yogurt because this is not, doesn't have sugar in it. It's unflavored. This is a soy base. You've got coconut, many different bases. How about putting a little bit of salsa in here, Mark?
Okay.
Do you mind? Oh, yeah.
And boom.
Look what we've got there.
got it.
Let's put a little bit of the taco seasoning in it.
That's what I was thinking. Let me taste this.
Love your fork.
Thank you very much.
Probably about a teaspoon.
Melody and I have so much fun in the kitchens. We've done camp meetings together. We've done special events all over the country together, sometimes big events. We'll have to get Melody's information on the end of this segment, so if anybody wants to contact her, you'll be able to do that.
See what you think.
But definitely one of the most creative people in the kitchen you will ever meet.
I love to cook and I love to eat.
Perfect.
You love that? Okay, I am going to put just a little dab right on the top. And a few, maybe some red onion.
Did you know I was going to do
I
that?
knew you were. I knew you were.
Because you want that look, just like that.
Isn't that awesome? That is so beautiful. Folks, there is
This one for a couple
so
minutes.
little fat in that dish. Just basically what comes from the soybean. That's it. Oh, I guess you want one as pretty as I had, huh?
For the Asian one, yes, let's do one for the Asian one here.
Oh, that's a little big. I'm going to find you a good one.
And this is perfect, just like this, because you're going to have those textures. You got the Bibb lettuce, you've got the savory here, you've got the crunch in there that you're looking for, and you certainly have the flavor. Wow.
Not only that, you've got a great complex carbohydrate. You've got your vegetables, you've got your protein. Everybody's always going on about protein, Mark. Do you feel like we need more protein in our diet?
No, less.
Me either.
Yeah, in fact, there's a lot of studies that say people are getting too much protein. It's causing kidney damage and kidney failures now. We've talked about that quite a few times. You want this filled up here? All right, we'll do that.
Fill it up.
And then the nice part is whatever's left over, man, you could just refrigerate it and bring it out the next day and have it for a cold salad type of
Right
mentality.
over the top of your salad.
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to go too much here. I'm just gonna
No,
go light
but you know what, Mark?
I would just leave that. Boom. That's just like.
Isn't that beautiful? We could take some of this fresh dill and a little bit of mint. How's that sound?
Oh, the aroma. Oh yeah. There you go.
Chop that up.
Jackpot. Melody's got it going on. Mint and dill on top of the Asian one. Who would have thought of that?
Us. And what I want to do is maybe just a little bit of the yogurt right on top. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah, and I've done some episodes as far as making whipped cream toppings and things like that. So there's some other things that we could really incorporate into this.
Just about anything.
Keep it simple, keep it fast, just make it healthy, and you're going to be a lot better off. So what do you think?
I think I'll eat this one and that one, and you can have the other two.
We will. Well, thank you.
Thank you for inviting
Tune in, make sure you share these with your friends and family, and we will see you next time in the kitchen. Okay, today we're talking about dining out. And there's a lot of things I want to share with you about dining out. We're going to go to the website here in a little bit and show you some different website things that are going on out there. But I got to share this book with you real quick here. This is The End of Overeating by David Kessler. The End of Overeating by David Kessler. Now, David was actually the head of the Food and Drug Administration. Yeah, double doctorate, real genius kind of guy. And usually, nowadays at least, you think of somebody that's in the Food and Drug Administration, you'd be like, okay, what are they doing now? Are they hiring more people from the milk industry? He actually was busting people for doing illegal stuff, David Kessler. And there was actually one time when a lot of the people in the Food and Drug Administration, still going on today, that they hire people from the dairy industry, from the meat industry to come into the Food and Drug Administration, get their agenda done, and then they go out and get jobs in, could be the pharmaceutical companies. They're all connected. I should do a show just on that. You'd be blown away. But anyway, just to David Kessler here. He was busting all these people for doing illegal stuff, and actually found out that the manufacturers of food hire scientists to find out how to make their food as addictive as possible. That's what they do. You ever eat something and you put it away, and 30 seconds later you're digging in that bag to get some more? Well, that's because it is scientifically designed to be addictive. Now, there's lots of different ways that they can make things addictive. One of the ways that they can do it is by sugar, oil, and salt. You can have an exact combination of sugar, oil, and salt. And as long as you have that exact combination, it will make the food addictive. There's also the chemicals that they can use. There's so many chemicals nowadays. They can make the food so addictive, it will actually trigger your endorphins to desire that product. Even if all you do is see a picture of that food a month later. Yeah. And he also found out that not just the manufacturers of food, but all the fast food restaurants hire scientists to make their food addictive. Even restaurants like Chili's and TGI Fridays, and the list goes on and on. They hire scientists to work along with the chefs to make that food addictive. And so he talks all about this in the book. I mean, I've really went through this book, and I've highlighted a lot of different things. I even have different color highlights in this one. But it's that good of a book, The End of Overeating by David Kessler. And so that is a must read for you. It will really wake you up as to why you eat, what you eat, and how to, and it's got solutions to how to catch on to these triggers that people are doing to our food. Because personally, quite frankly, we're just guinea pigs. We are guinea pigs to that industry, finding out how to get your pocketbook opened up. You know, that's what it's all about, is the money. It's not as much about health, it's about money. So, okay, well, let's go over here to Fit Today. I've got Fit Today here. 6 reasons why you should stop dining out. And by the way, there's hundreds of thousands of websites out there that, you know, tell you why you should quit dining out. Number 1, I love this one, save money. To me, you are going to spend so much more money dining out than you could ever imagine. And let me tell you, I'm from Vegas, all right? And here in Vegas, we're used to eating out 7 meals, 7 days a week, 3 meals a day. I sometimes there's been times, and especially owning a restaurant and being able to go to other people's restaurants and eat for free. We always traded back and forth. You know, it was kind of a courtesy between owners, casino owners. You can kind of eat anywhere for free. And so, I mean, we could eat out anytime. That's how I ballooned up to 325 pounds too. So, yeah, you'll save so much money by eating at home and learning how to prepare. And that's all it is. You just prepare yourself so you're ready. But you'll save a ton of money. Healthy lifestyles. Number 2, of course, healthy lifestyles. It's very difficult to live a healthy lifestyle if all you do is eat out. And I very rarely eat out anymore. I'll give you some clues about what to get later on in the program. So if you do have to eat out, I'm going to give you some secrets on what to get and where. That's coming up later in the program. But it's very tough to find those low-fat, low-calorie foods when you're dining out. And sodium, too. Know what you're eating. This is what we're talking about. It's very difficult to know what you're eating. They don't always tell you what's in it, especially when it comes to chemicals and GMOs, and the list goes on and on there. But a lot of the sauces and soups and, you know, the things that you would think would be healthier that really aren't. Reducing temptations. You're going to get more temptations when all this food is presented in a gorgeous way in a restaurant with the menus. And another thing that they do, which is really interesting, I think that's in the book too, with David Kessler's book, they will manufacture the foods so that it's easier to digest. And even marinating steaks or chicken will soften up the fiber so it doesn't take as much to chew it and digest it. Well, I mean, meat does not have fiber, but you know what I'm talking about, the fibers in the meat. And there's no fiber in meat, so but it'll soften it up so it's easier to digest. You're not chewing as much, and you're not getting that fulfilling experience, which makes you want to have dessert. I tell you, it is so scientifically designed for you to increase the sales there. Number 5, increasing energy. You're going to get a lot more energy when you start preparing meals at home and having them ready than you are going to these restaurants and things, because their energies are designed to spike and then drop fast. And it's just what happens when you eat that type of food. And family time, I'm telling you. Spend more time at home with the family. Turn your kitchen into an entertainment center like my kitchen is, and you're going to be a lot happier. So. All right, hazards of dining. Let me tell you, there's 1.2 million results on Google, and I went through quite a few of these, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on about all the hazards that are in dining, and I don't want to get all the way into these. Even Dr. Oz had a 2-part series about dining out dangers, so I won't get into a lot of that, but you can look that up yourself. But we are going to look at some of the foods on Calorie King when we come back. So enjoy. I got to get you some food. I got to teach you how to cook stuff at home so you won't be dining out. So let's go to these segments and we'll be right back. Hi, Mark Anthony here. Going to give you the basics when it comes to coleslaw. And I'm just chopping up the cabbage right now. And you can see I'm trying to get some of this as thin as possible here. And this was from another recipe that I was doing. And I saved it just so I could do a coleslaw here. So just like that, we got our cabbage ready to go. And once we have our cabbage done, then you can kind of determine what else you want to put in there volume-wise. So we've got our cabbage. I think that's going to work just fine for the carrots. And let's hit some bell pepper. Actually, you can do nothing but cabbage and carrots. And you would have a perfect coleslaw just with cabbage and carrots. You don't need to put the bell peppers or onions in there, but I'm going to today. Give it some uniqueness. And actually, peppers and onions are actually one of my favorite things to put in a coleslaw. Okay, just like that. Woo, this is a full bowl though. This is a full bowl. It's going to be more of a challenge to try to mix it in there. I'll guarantee you that already. All right, once we kind of know how big our bowl is, then we can determine how much of the dressing we're going to make. Now for dressing, my guess with this much, all depends how dry or how wet you want it to. I'm going to go with that much, and I'll do a little spoonful extra just because. And for the dressing, your two main ingredients is your mayonnaise or vegenaise like I use, and sugar. I mean, that is literally it. And you can whip this up and you've got your dressing. One thing people do for coleslaw dressings is they will add vinegar. That's one of the key ingredients is your vinegar, your mayonnaise, and your sugar. You don't need anything else but that. Celery salt will do amazing things, and then some poppy seeds. And what we can do here, instead of the vinegar, I'll just hit it with some lemon juice. And that'll do the vinegar sensation without the vinegar. Okay, so just like that, you've got your coleslaw dressing. Now you're going to want to have this as thick as possible, especially if you're going to have your coleslaw setting for a day or two, that type of thing. Commercially in restaurants, you know, we're going to make sure it's that thick. You can add more lemon juice to it if you want, but for what I'm doing, I better make sure that it is thick. So, okay. And then here comes the challenging part, trying to mix all this together in this little itty bitty bowl. I really do need a bigger bowl, don't I? I really do. Nice part is when you add the mayonnaise to it, it does start to shrink a little bit. One thing I'd like to do is actually have some red cabbage in here as well. And the red cabbage will come in very useful. The problem is it will bleed. And so if you're going to use red cabbage, I mean, you've got to use it right away. You cannot let it wait a day. You can't even let it wait a couple hours, and it'll start bleeding on you. And it'll have this ugly pink hue to it that you don't want. So, all right. Just like this. And it's looking good. And thank you, Lord, for allowing me to know how to manage a lot of product in a little bowl, because this is a lot of product in a little bowl. But as you can see, it's really a beautiful, light cabbage. And just like that, it's done. So that's what we're talking about. And what a nice way to knock out the cabbage. And you can just put this in a bowl if you want. And you can see it's pretty thick. I mean, there's not a lot of sauce in this one, just because I know that overnight the moisture from the cabbage is going to come out into the actual coleslaw and make it so it's thinner. And then all you got to do is, a lot of times the moisture will actually settle to the bottom. Just give it a little mix and it'll look just like this again. Sometimes you got to drain the moisture at the bottom, that type of thing. So just like that, boom, your cabbage coleslaw is done. That fast, easy. This is Mark Anthony showing you the easy, simple concepts. I didn't even use a recipe for this thing. Just boom, boom, boom. You got your mayonnaise. You can put a little lemon juice in there if you want. Some sugar. Celery salt works really good. Your poppy seeds give it a nice presentation. And then with your cabbage, you got your carrots, onions, peppers, and boom, you're done. It's that simple to cook in the kitchen. So we'll see you next time in the kitchen.
Hi, Melody Prettyman here from The Whole Message with your tip of the day. The orange. Not only is it packed with protein in an orange, and vitamin C, but it has 130% of your daily amount of vitamin C. Not only the complex carbohydrate, and it tastes great too. Remember, great health is only one bite away.
All right, we're back, and I want to share with you the Calorie King. If you have not been to this website, make sure you check it out. Calorie King. I'll tell you, these people should pay me for recommending their sites as often as I do. This is Calorie King, and the nice part about Calorie King is you can punch in whatever restaurant you want and whatever food you could possibly want. And this one right here is Fat Burger. And the Fat Burger is 849 calories. Here's all the nutritional facts on it. 41 grams of fat. Total fat is 63%. Sodium, 1,400. That's 3 times the amount of sodium that you're supposed to be having in a given day right there. 3 times the amount of sodium, 62%. And because they don't know percentages when it comes to sodium. Protein, 50 grams. So you've got more than the recommended daily allowance in one hamburger. Way more. And by the way, too much protein causes kidney damage and kidney stones. We talk about that all the time. But yeah, this is a really good site. In fact, let me see if I can go back here just to show you where I came from here. Here we go. Here's your sandwiches. You can go to any particular, I'll go backwards here, Chick-fil-A, Dunkin' Donuts. You can go to any one of these restaurants. There's really hundreds of them. Krispy Kreme donuts, if you want to look at donuts, whatever you want to look at, they've got the nutritional information for you. Calorie King. Pizza Hut. Here's another thing you want to look at when it comes to dining out. Delivery, to me, is the same thing as dining out. They're just bringing it to your home. Pizza Hut. This is a 14-inch hand-tossed pizza, kind of your standard pizza, pepperoni pizza. And here's your nutritional facts. 310 calories, 117 calories from fat, so it's only 30% calories from fat. But here's the thing here. A portion is actually 1/8 of a pizza. And most people are going to eat half a pizza. Very rarely is somebody going to eat 2 or 3 pizzas. So you're looking at half a pizza would be 1,240 calories. So way up there when it comes to, especially for dinner, which is supposed to be your smallest meal of the day. And I love this. Here we go. Yay. 5 foods guys should never eat. For men only. Big muscular guy with a banana and a pineapple in his hand. We should never eat pineapple or bananas. This is baiting. We've talked about it all the time. Baiting. And all they're doing is baiting you to go to that website because they make money every time you click on that. And it's not true that, you should not eat bananas or pineapple. It's just baiting. That's the official invented term that I invented, and I hope it's catching on out there. Yeah, so that's the way it is. Let's go to Olive Garden right here. Let's see what they got going on. Here is just a spaghetti dinner with meat sauce. Nothing else on it. 709 calories. Better, definitely better than some of the things we've been seeing. But even here, 56% sodium. So, this is the problem. Protein, 36 grams. That's almost a full day supply. Actually, way more than a full day supply if you've studied protein the way I have. And I love this on the side too. 185 minutes is how much you'd have to walk just to get those calories burned off. Or you can jog for 81 minutes. How about that? Do 95 minutes of cycling for one spaghetti dinner. We can do some more comparing here. This is the nice part about this Calorie King too, because look at this. You can actually compare. This is a comparison that I did for Red Robin, because we go to Red Robin once in a while when I'm on the road, and we'll pick up those Boca burgers, those vegan Boca burgers. And so here's their vegan Boca burger, and their patty itself is only 70 calories. Amen to that. And so that's pretty good. That's not counting. That's not counting the rest of the meal itself, but 70 calories. But then look over here at the Royal Red Robin burger, and that baby is 1,227 calories, 134% calories from fat, 89% sodium. And I mean, that is just a monster. 55 grams of protein, way more. That's enough protein for 2 days, actually, for women. It's amazing. So this is what I wanted to talk to you about is when you're going to go out, just switch your menu plan. You can order the Red Robin burger, but put the vegan patty on it, and you're going to cut those calories in half or less than half. And so there's different ways that you can do these things. Another thing, like when I go to Taco Bell, I do go to Taco Bell when I'm on the road, but I'm going to order the Fresca menu. I'm going to do no cheese, no sour cream, so I do those particulars to eliminate the animal products there, and it significantly reduces the fat and the calories from fat, which is one of the most important things. Subway's another one. You go to Subway, get the veggie sub. There's great veggie subs, and I even put a sweet onion sauce on it, and it's fabulous. It gives me good energy, and and you can just fill it up, tons of vegetables, and they're usually pretty generous when you're just doing veggies, so that's always nice. But there's lots of options. Of course, we're going to have to look at some things when it comes to how to prepare your day, how to prepare your freezer. We talked about your refrigerator, things like that, to have yourself an environment that is more user-friendly so you don't have to eat out. And if you're going to be gone for the day, what to take with you. And we've talked about that quite a bit. But this is what it's about. Quit dining out. Spend more time at home. And you're going to actually save time, and you're going to save money. Dining out is not a time saver, especially if you're doing dinners out. I can cook myself a meal 10 times as fast in my home than I could ever go out for dinner someplace. So it's more convenience than time saving. If most people really look at it, it's more convenience than time saving. Because let's say you're going to go from here, drive to the fast food restaurant, get your order, and drive back. I could make a meal by the time you get back and have it ready to go. So that's why you want your kitchen designed in a way that you can actually produce fast foods. So, all right, and that's what we're talking about today is, to just at least reduce the amount of dining out that you do and eat healthier foods at home. So we've got more coming up, so let's get to those videos. Hi, Mark Anthony here to show you some intelligent information about pans. And there's so many different types of pans out there. I just wanted to give you some real insight about what to buy and what not to buy. Let me start with the worst pans first. And there's these aluminum pans, which is the thing I absolutely stay away from. Of course, aluminum has been linked with Alzheimer's and so many different problems. Leaching into the food. There's also other ways you can get aluminum, but those are a definite no-no. There's also the aluminum ones that are covered with Teflon. Now, the problem with these is, as you can tell, in no time at all, they're going to end up looking like this. And this one right here, you're not only getting the Teflon in your body, which is linked to some cancers and the fumes and everything. You're also getting back to the aluminum, so that's a no-no. This one right here, ceramic ones, I stay away from the ceramic. They start pitting and having the same problems of peeling off, and then you've got a rusted aluminum underneath it. And and then the glass one. So I stay away from all of those, definitely. Let me share these with you real quick here. When it comes to Teflon, you've got Teflon coated pans like this, which sometimes commercially, if I'm doing a show, I used to use those a lot. I started using these, which is a titanium. Now the titanium pans is a solid titanium, but it does have this disc on the bottom. Some people call these discs ironclad, which it's really not. It's actually, that's a whole different definition, or all clad. This is actually a disc that goes on the bottom of the pan. And so these are actually pretty good. The problem is, after a little while, I end up with all these pits. If you can see those pits coming through here, pit. It's actually parts of the metal coming up, and I mean big chunks. And these are expensive pans. These are lifetime pans, $100 a pan. And I've went through 4 of them, you know, because I cook a lot, sometimes every day doing my cooking shows and things. So those babies are better, but still not even close to the quality that we need to have. Now, if I talk about stainless pans, let me go with the worst ones here. This is a stainless pan right here, and very thin, very cheap stainless. And look at this, the handles. I was actually smelling something burning in the kitchen, and I come in there and sure enough, the handle was burning. And so that's what happens with some of these. And so that is definitely a cheap metal, very lightweight, cheap stainless, sure, but not a very good one. This one right here, a lot better quality of a stainless. It does have the rivets. These are rivets that come through to the other side, which is a cleaning problem, and the list goes on with that. It does have the disc on the bottom, the heating element. And what this does is it actually helps conduct heat, because the problem with stainless is that things can burn a lot faster because of this direct heat content. So when you got the discs on there, it helps keep things from burning. So that's the way that one is. Next on the list would have to be, this is a T304 stainless surgical steel. There's different types of surgical steel. The T304, this is a brand new pan, which is a good pan. This is a good pan. They're gonna run sometimes a couple $100 for these pans. Good and bad. You know, this one does have the disc on the bottom to help conduct the heat better, but it also has this groove here. If you see this groove, I could actually stick my knife in there, and which I don't like that groove, because it actually can get caught with particles and things like that. And the other thing is it doesn't have a handle that is removable, so this handle is going to get worn out. And by the way, these discs right here do separate eventually. Sometimes it takes quite a few years, but I've seen them many times in the commercial kitchens, and these discs will separate from the pan, and then you've got a wasted pan. But they're good. That's a good one. The best one is this Salad Master brand. This is a T316 surgical steel. It's the strongest surgical steel that you can possibly buy, and I've used this many times. Now this does not have the disc on the bottom that will separate, so you have to be careful when you're cooking, because you can burn things pretty fast. You know, if I'm doing a big pot, you know, like I do my big commercial pots, I would never use a pan like this, because I've got to crank that thing up and get it done. Now for home use, you're not going to have a problem using this type of pan. You just have to remember not to crank it on full blast. In fact, these things are designed where they conduct so much better on the heat that you don't need to have that higher temperature, and it'll still work great. So that's a really good pan. There's different types here. This is, and by the way, they look fabulous, even after I've used them for, you know, quite a few years. I've got a whole set, as you can tell. This is your saute pan. which, yeah, I've used this time and time. And they've got cleaners and stuff, but let me tell you, like I said, I share with you the reality of the kitchen. And even after using this for years, it still works fabulous, looks like brand new. The thing I like about these, removable handles. Look at that. You can remove these handles and boom, put them right in the oven, which you cannot do that with any of these other pans. So that is a huge plus. So anyway, this is the way it is. They've got great lids on them that have the little air valve, so it gets a little pressure if you're going to go greaseless, waterless, that type of thing. So anyway, there's the pans you don't want to use, the aluminums, the Teflon coateds. Then there's the stainless steels that are really cheap. There's some better ones. This one here is probably the better one of the better ones. But then you've got the best, which is the Salad Master. There's no two ways about it. You're going to spend a little more money for these. But let me tell you, for the price that I bought 4 of these pans, I could have just bought 1 of these, and it's good for, you know, life. You're never going to have a problem with this. And with the removable handles and everything, it is just a huge plus. I would say that if you're going to buy pans, go with the best. Because over the years, as you replace, you're going to spend more money, way more money, buying all these cheap pans than if you just would have bought a good set in the first place. So in the long run, you're going to save money. Then you're also talking about value. These things do not lose their value. I've looked around, and to buy them used, it's almost the same price as buying them new. But you don't get the warranty when you buy the used ones, that type of thing. So you're better off just buy a new set. You'll be so thrilled with it, and they'll last you a lifetime. Pass them on to your kids. And plus, here's the other plus, this does not leach the chemicals into your body like all these other pans do. So if you're really concerned about your health, get the pans that are not leaching these chemicals, because there are major problems with all these chemicals that are coming into the body. So that's why I use the Salad Master more than anything. I don't get paid by them. I don't work for them or anything. I just want to share with you what we need to do to live a healthier life. And one of the things we can do is by getting better sets of pans. For one, your food is going to taste better, so that's a big plus as well. And you got something that's going to last. So Mark Anthony, we'll see you next time in the kitchen. Hey, just wanted to share with you my newest cookbook. This is the kind of book that will really be a blessing to your library at home. And I took a lot of care making this cookbook. In fact, I do autograph them. I always try to do that. One thing I did with the quality of this book was make it a hardcover. It's over 400 pages, over 250 recipes. Plus, I put a stitched binding on it so it will stay open on the kitchen table. This is one thing you want to look for, is those good stitched bindings that will stay open and they're not going to mess up over time. And this book is filled with so many great recipes and concepts, because it'll actually give you the concept how to make hummus. And then here's recipe, the concept how to make bruschetta, and then recipe. So it's one of those things that just makes it so much easier to learn how to function in the kitchen. And that's really what I want to do, is I want to teach people the basics. I want to teach people how to do things easier in the kitchen, to make your life easier. And more importantly than that, I want to get you healthy. And in this book, there's actually some areas in the front here, let me share this with you, that have 12 different concepts on things that you need to do to get healthy. And one of them is go vegan, of course. Here's one about reducing oil and a whole bunch of information about that. And biggest meal for breakfast, I talk about that. Plenty of water, which is what I'm doing right now, trying to get plenty of water. Rest, so there's some really good concepts in the front. Plus, I also share some of my station simplicity, how to design your oatmeal station, how to design your refrigerator into a salad bar. So this is a real powerful education tool to teach you how to function in the kitchen so much better. And these run $50, and shipping's included. We're not even charging for shipping or anything. And it is such a fantastic book. It's available on my website, or you can just call the number on the screen, and we should usually ship out within a day or two. So it's just one of those books that helps support our ministry. And of course, you can always call the number on the screen, even if you just want to contribute to our ministry, because let me tell you, this is one of those ministries, we don't have a bunch of sponsors. You're not watching 35 commercials in order to get one recipe, and we sustain ourselves basically on your contributions and a couple of the books that I have available. I have another one too here, Vegan Simplicity. We've got a part 2 to this one coming out real soon, and this one too has not as many pictures, but it's packed with recipes. This one's just packed with recipes, and that one's half the price. So just wanted to share those with you. Both fantastic books. My website, chefmarkanthony.com, or call the number on the screen, and we will get those right out to you. So enjoy the rest of the program, and we'll see you later on.
Hi, I am Abby, and I am helping Chef Mark make an Italian salad.
You're helping me? Wait, no, this is your recipe. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm here helping you. This is Abby, okay? Abigail Fortier. And if you want to pronounce it right, this is Abigail Fortier. I am from France. I am a gourmet chef. And I am here to teach you how to do Italian dressing. Even though I'm French, I will teach you Italian. You know, that would work. Huh? All right, what do you need me for?
So, I need a fast cutter.
And I can do that. That's
So, the onion and the cucumber should be cut into 1/4.
Onion and cucumber.
1/4. And then I need the tomatoes in little orange slices looking things. And then the pepper, like they usually cut them.
Okay, so when you're talking force, that's cut in half.
Yeah, so then cut that in half.
This way. Okay, and then now it's in force.
No.
What?
Now cut those into itty bitty pieces.
Okay, I got it. I'm just, it takes me a while to learn things when I'm.
And I'm gonna make the Italian dressing.
About like that? You like about that size?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna put in a little bit of olive oil. Changed my mind, some olive oil.
Yeah, pour it in there. That's a little slow, that particular spout on it. But it helps when you're cooking. You actually use less oil when you've got a spout that goes slower. Some of these ones that really chug-a-lug it, people end up using a lot.
Just get about to cover the bottom of this bowl. Then I'm gonna squeeze some. First you gotta roll the onion to get more juice out of it.
You mean the lemon?
What did I say?
The onion?
I meant the lemon.
Yeah, you're fearing these onions right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Do you cry when onions are being cut?
Yes. So you're just gonna roll. Then you're just gonna take out some seeds that there are in there.
And how do you want these sliced?
Just like the cucumbers are. Or like the cucumbers are.
About like that size?
Yes. As close as you can to the cucumbers.
Okay.
Get some lemon juice off.
Want me to help out on that one?
You can get the rest.
I know it's really kind of a challenge on these.
I don't want to be
Put
squirted.
that one in there?
Yeah, I'm getting out the seeds real quick. And then the tomatoes, like orange slices.
The other way.
Oh, okay.
Oh. And you can use lemon juice too. Is that what you normally use?
Yeah. But I like to squeeze the lemons.
That's really difficult to handle that. Okay.
Then you throw away the lemon seeds
I know you brought me around here for something.
to help cook.
And I'm just cutting these out of there.
You are going to make an Italian spice with oregano, thyme, and basil. So this one is basil. You're just gonna put a little itty bitty bit in there.
Okay, how's that for your tomatoes? Is that about the right size?
And then the oregano, got the same amount. And then the thyme.
Time? It's about 3:30.
No, this kind of thyme.
What time?
The spice.
Oh, it's food time. Okay, I thought we were talking about time.
No. And can you just cut the cilantro
Okay.
into pieces?
I'll let you whip that up, and then let me get this out of the way.
And then the garlic.
I'm running out of cutting board.
The garlic.
How do you want these bell peppers cut up? You same kind of?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't forget the garlic.
Okay.
The most important part.
Okay.
The carrots are already cut, so I can just add those in right now. We're gonna add in the cilantro at the end.
Okay.
But I'm gonna mix this up real quick.
So you just got a simple Italian dressing.
You don't need to make a lot for this salad. You can either make it in a little cup like this and then pour it over the salad, but we're gonna mix in,
Can I put these in here too?
yeah, just put it in.
Okay, I'm gonna take the whole bowl and do it the easy way.
That works. And then,
Like that?
yep, then you can cut up.
Okay, I'll give you that to start stirring it around. And then you want these cut up a little bit too, huh? What is this?
Cilantro.
Yes. Always gives it a nice, airy, fresh aroma. Cilantro. You want big cuts or little cuts or?
Little cuts works, because we're just gonna sprinkle it on top. Here, I'm gonna put a little bit more olive oil in here.
Okay. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to put some of this in here to sprinkle or to mix through it, and then we'll put the rest of it right on the top. How's that sound?
And I'm just gonna make a little bit more dressing. It's got enough lemon juice for right now.
Okay, I'll do the stirring and you can kick it up a notch.
We have enough garlic in there too.
Well, I'm telling you, doesn't this look fresh?
And it's really healthy because it's got all those vegetables and all this numminess. I can't wait.
Yeah, grab me my bullet there, that salt thing. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before, but this right here, I'll take my gloves off real quick for this. I want to show people. This is one of the coolest salt shakers you can ever get because I'm going to shoot the top and boom!
Whoa.
It actually does such a fine mist of dusting that you actually use
People use less.
less than half. I mean, it takes very little salt to,
Could I mix it?
huh?
Could I try mixing it?
Okay. So have you been making this recipe long? Been doing it a few times?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is this one of your favorite
Sometimes
home
I do it.
recipes?
Sometimes I do it with lettuce, but this is better.
So do you put different ingredients in it too?
Sometimes I put little parsley flakes or something like that. I put different spices.
You can put nuts. You don't even need a recipe.
Nope.
Look, she's already cooking without a recipe. How many times do I show you in the kitchen how to cook without a recipe? And she came up with this all on her own, and just it's so much easier to cook without recipes once you know what you're doing. And
You don't really have to have any measurements either.
yeah,
You can make it for a big amount of people. You can make it for a little amount of people. You can do it for anything.
yeah, more onion, less onion. You like cucumber?
More tomatoes.
Radishes. You can put radishes in there. Okay.
You can put a little bit more
So is
carrots.
this ready to plate up then? Okay. And I'm gonna just go right on this side for you.
And then I will sprinkle some cilantro on top.
So if this was gonna be like for one person or something,
You would use less.
that'd probably be plenty, right? Okay. And then you want the cilantro on the top?
True.
I'll tell you, it's really beautiful, and I love the way that you have the tomato wedges. That really kind of sets it off with the wedges on the tomato.
Well, this is how I usually eat my salads, with the wedges.
Uh-huh.
And the,
Like that?
yep. Put how much you
Sprinkle the
want.
plate and anywhere, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, and that was hardly any oil too. You did a real low oil,
I just did the bottom of the thing and then a little bit on top.
just enough to incorporate the flavors, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, looks like it's that easy to make a healthy salad at home, and you can try this recipe, and I think Abby's got a few more. We'll have to get her recipes on my website and maybe on Facebook and YouTube and things like that. But enjoy, and we'll see you next time. There you go. That's some of the depth of knowledge when it comes to dining out. Now, for more depth of knowledge, you can always order my books. They're available on the website. That's the easiest way. Just go to chefmarkanthony.com, punch in your order, and you get it in a few days. You can also call the number on the screen. I'm good at answering the phone. If you do get a busy signal, leave a message because I will call you right back. A lot of times when the shows are airing, phone's ringing off the hook, so you'll catch a busy signal. But for the most part, we're really good at answering the phones. So thank you all for tuning in. Share these with your friends and family. YouTube, that's a great place to take segments and send them off to people that you know would be getting some value out of these segments that we do. So that's the way we are in society today. We love seeing those segments. So you be blessed, and we will see you next time on The Whole Message.